Welcome to Gospel Gossip, where the Bible meets true crime and holy scandal. I'm Sister D, and today's case takes us straight to the foot of Mount Sinai, where God's chosen people lost their ever-loving minds. We're talking Exodus 32. In this story, Moses was up on the mountain talking to God while the children of Israel were down below throwing a Project X party in the wilderness. Now, before we dive into the chaos, let me catch you up. Before all this, Moses had led the Israelites out of Egypt after years of slavery. I know you remember the story about God splitting the Red Sea, drowning Pharaoh's army, and literally walking these people into freedom. Well, after all of that, you'd think they'd trust him by now, right?
Right.
Israel's camped at the foot of Mount Sinai, the mountains wrapped in smoke, thunder's rolling, and Moses climbs up to meet with God to receive the laws. And while he's gone, the people wait. 1 day passes, and then 2, and then 10. Then 20. And before you know it, 40 days have passed and no sight of Moses. Well, by now, they're pacing. And you know what happens when folks get bored? They start creating problems, honey. They gather around Aaron, who was Moses' brother, a priest, and his day one partner, and basically tell him they need a God that they can see. And that right there is where the whole mess begins. They quickly forget the God who brought them out, sent manna from heaven, and performed miracles. Instead, they want something shiny they can control. Aaron, instead of standing strong, caves faster than cheap tinfoil. He says, "Bring me your gold earrings." So everybody then strips off their jewelry, bracelets, nose rings, anklets, whatever they got, and he melts it all down. And when that fire cools, what do they have? A golden calf.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Aaron then builds an altar and says, "Tomorrow will be a feast to the Lord." But that wasn't no worship service. It was a full-blown Coachella Burning Man fest in the desert. There was music, dancing, food, wine, and not the holy kind either. The scripture says they rose up to play, and that's the Bible's polite way of saying a whole lot of tomfoolery was taking place. Now, while all this wildness is going on, Moses is up there on the mountain holding 2 stone tablets freshly written by the hand of God. He's up there in God's glory. Meanwhile, the people are down below making a hot mess. God stops the meeting and tells Moses that he better get down there as your people have corrupted themselves. And notice how he said, "your people," not "my people." That's how you know the Lord was fed up. Moses tries to plead, but when he gets close enough to hear the music, smell the fire, and see that glittering gold calf glowing in the night, he's done. He turns into a certified crash out. He storms down the mountain, the tablets in his hands, and when he sees the idol, the dancing, the shouting, he throws those tablets down and shatters them against the rocks. Then Moses burns that calf, grinds it into powder, mixes it with water, and makes them drink it. You wanted a golden God? Fine, taste it. Then he turns to Aaron, and bless his heart, Aaron gives the weakest excuse in Bible history. He says, "I threw the gold into the fire and out came this calf." Sir, really? Like it just walked out on its own? Doesn't sin always sound even sillier when we try to explain it? Now here's where the story turns dark. Moses stands at the camp entrance, eyes blazing, and asks him who is on the Lord's side, and the camp goes silent. Then one tribe steps forward. The Levites, the priests, the ones meant to serve God, are now about to carry out his judgment. Moses gives the order, and the Levites move through the camp, swords drawn. They go tent to tent, confronting brothers, friends, even family members who refuse to turn back. It's chaos. And by the time the night is over, about 3,000 people are dead. It's heavy and it's brutal. The next morning, weary and heartbroken, Moses climbs that mountain again, not to get the laws from the Lord, but to plead for mercy. Lord, he says, they have sinned a great sin, but if you can forgive them, please do. And if not, blot me out of your book. And God listened. But just when they thought it was over, the Lord sends a plague through the camp as a final consequence. Scripture doesn't tell us how many died, but it tells us why. It was a reminder that sin always leaves a scar, that even when God forgives, there's still a cleanup. So what's the lesson here, church? 1. Impatience breeds idols. When we get tired of waiting on God, we start building golden calves of our own. Careers, relationships, followers, status. Anything we can see and touch. But every idol promises comfort and delivers chaos. 2. Leadership without backbone is dangerous. Aaron meant well, but peace without truth isn't peace at all. Sometimes loving people means telling them no, even when they don't want to hear it.
No! 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 No!
3. God's justice and mercy always walk together. He broke their idol, but he didn't break his covenant. That's grace, y'all. Every second chance shows the same thing, that God is patient, but he ain't to be played with.
I know that's right.
Well, church service is officially over. Don't forget that sometimes the wildest true crime stories are sitting right there between Genesis and Revelation. Now, honey, turn to your neighbor and tell him to subscribe to the channel.